These people had a place they lived here for thousands and thousands of years in balance with nature.
They all come from Dakota and other Dakota allies. You go back pre-Columbian times or prior to Europeans being here. We had our own religion, which was a Stanley Medicine Lodge.
The most important part of Dakota history is the oral history. I mean, it's handing down these stories from generation to generation.
Thousands and thousands of years in balance with nature, and somebody else came along and wanted it.
Great wrong that was done to the tribes. I mean, the tribes were forced to give up their land. They were forced to reside in these narrow strips of land and subsist in a way they were never familiar with.
But our children are starving to death. Bonds was, if your children are hungry, let them eat their own dung. Let them eat their own dung.
We remember the war and the 38 hung in the largest mass execution in the United States.
She said this was barren, there was nothing. She said you didn't dare go up here. She said when they came and they were still shooting at them, the farmers. The farmers could see them, and they would shoot them.
The kids down there would see me and they'd start hollering and screaming, "Come on over here, look, there's an Indian here." They jab me with sticks and stuff.
I must have been 5 years old, and I was out picking sumac with my grandfather. It's one of the more favorite contemporary woods for pipestone stems. We would pick these sumac, then we'd take them down to pipestone, and we'd trade it for the rock.
People really didn't want us to succeed, and it's always been that way, even with the Indian Reorganization Act of 1934, I believe was incorporated to watch our ancestors fail. They didn't realize that they're like little chameleons. They would make it work, and they would have tribal governments.
Beyond our wildest dreams.
My objective is to bring traditions from the past into the future.
If I traveled the world, no matter how far I went, I would always find my way back home.
My objective is to bring traditions from the past into the future. If we're going to talk about how we make drums and what type of materials we use, and Jess, we use rawhide on drums, right? Yeah. And the reason is because if you push on it, it pushes back. My objective is to bring traditions from the past into the future.
This idea that you don't need to be part of a family or a community and you can be on your own.
We're also reaching out into the community, trying to get interest and motivation into the members of each of the upper and lower Sioux communities in terms of learning and wanting to revive the culture through the language, that is.
When I was younger and I started learning how to speak English, the old people always said, well, times are changing, I think, and you should learn that language, go to school as much as you can.
I want to paint or do some kind of artwork. I want to get really good at it.
I would like to become an archaeologist and work in the Mediterranean region, maybe Egypt or Crete.
Owning a dance club and going to college and have kids.
Probably go to an audio tech school, Brown Institute or something like that, or hopefully long-term plan would try to get a radio station out here.
My objective is to bring traditions from the past into the future.
Our people, Dakota people, are so diversified. I mean, they can live and grow and do the things they do. And I don't know how we do it, but we do it. I mean, we've had everything but the kitchen sink thrown at us, and we still manage to survive and take things as they come.
Natives are getting more respect.
Wahink Paki, Kinye.